Hey, everyone, and welcome back once again to Gary Grigsby's War in the East. Let us continue where we left off previously. We've dealt with the south, but there's still the north to take care of. So let's do exactly that. The north and the center, to be precise. But yeah, I did say I want to go and try to encircle Smolensk. So let's see how we. And if we can actually pull that off, basically as a start. We'll have to break through here. Okay, well that is good, and even their tank division is sorry now. So what I then want to do is, in order to create kind of like a breakthrough in the center area, through here, I now still need to defeat those tanks. Going through there would be tough, so I would probably have to use my motorized units. I mean, I can already go through here, but I think with those tanks in the way, that's just not a good idea. Okay, they seem to be a bit more powerful than I had expected. 813. I don't really want to involve tanks, and this is the unit that can move the most. I don't think I have other motorized units around here. I don't. Could I put an infantry? That is probably too far-fetched, yeah. Let's try it with another tank force. I know that I'm losing a lot of tanks here, but if I can push through this way. Now, this is not the way that I'm moving. I'm going to move through this hex, which is why I also think it will be fine to do this. Unless, of course, you're now absolutely incapable of doing anything, which kind of seems to be what's going on. This is going to be very annoying, because now it means that I will have to continuously beat them back. There we go. Okay. Now that they are routed, and I lost like 800 tanks or so, I should now... Okay, let's get rid of them. They also lost a lot of planes. They routed. Well, I also kind of need to take a look at what's there. Unless there's nothing in there, which could be the case. But I would find it unlikely. I really need to route those units so the moving will be a lot easier through here. There's still one hurdle that needs to be overcome, probably, which is this cavalry brigade. which will then allow me to move through the center here, I think. This is 11, so you're having better movement going like this anyway. But if I indeed push these guys back, then it should not be so bad. Unbelievable. Okay. Not working out, huh? Well, one thing I could do is something along the lines of this. That doesn't make for a really great encirclement, but especially with the swamps, I would think they'd still have some trouble. If you could just move one hex further, I would have been a lot happier. But I also don't like the way that's going. Because if they move down here and here, that would be a problem. But I cannot attack these. I could put the motorized in there. That might help. Let's allocate one of these to not getting rid of these. Ah, that is super frustrating. Yeah. All right, let's move up. And I still need to spread these guys around a bit. At least so they would have a somewhat difficult time going through there. Now up here I can re-encircle these guys. Well, let's just start by moving you up. Take some of this territory. Launching a heavy attack on them. And basically let's just start this way. So I want to leave absolutely no doubt that they cannot break through, so that's why I'm also starting with this. Okay, guess more drastic measures are needed. And yeah, one of them routed out of there, but this is the only way currently. Like, if I couldn't move into this hex, basically. So I needed a way at least to make sure that they couldn't do anything. So they're blocked from those directions. That does allow me to also start moving up the Panzer Division and the 290th Infantry. At the bare minimum, I need to have a unit every 2 hexes, so that I don't just get cut off, or something comparable. Meanwhile, the goal as well is to push up now. They technically should not be able to get into those areas. One thing that I will do, in case they move up, is move you back and put you in reserve. Now, at this point, what I want to do is I want to break them up. No. Let's just have you refit. They're in ship's gear. So what that does is it allows me to have 2 X's in between these guys, and these guys should actually start doing a little bit better in terms of organization, etc. I don't think these guys that are down here will be able to really move. What if I move you up? Then, okay. So, what can I do with Totenkopf? Technically, I could move them up. See how far they can get. Okay. They don't have a unit right next to it. Do I want to cross the river already? Yeah. I think I do. They'll probably help me. Will they get isolated? Maybe. Maybe. No need to attack there. There is a need to attack there, because that's just generally always going to be a good attack. And not attacking there for sure. Alright, let's, like I said, always keep at least 2 hexes in between. And that should take care of it. Now... I know that these HQs are quite improperly placed. I am very well aware of that, but again, this might seem a little bit silly, but I'm not about to let them go and do some nasty business. So I'll just keep things like this. And to be fair, I'd actually like to rail some of these tanks out. And because it is like that, what I want to do is I would have to go down all the way. Nah, that cannot be good. Let's just stay in the area and work with this rail line for a bit. So now at least we have a rail line working towards Star 2. You know, that's not too bad. That can't hurt, I don't think. So that should take care of that. You're obviously not doing anything. That's looking okay. Like I said, it might look a little bit weird, but I think especially like this, I do not want to give them an inch. In case these guys somehow can go down as well. Nah, they're good, I think. Yeah, there's no way they can break through like this and this. I don't see it happening. Okay, they might actually break this though. I would not be surprised if they did. So, what else do I have? There are a lot of HQs here besides, but that's fine. It will allow me to move you up. Start preparing for the assault. You took care of the rail. You have only 2. Let's at least move up. Okay, I still have a unit here to deal with. Besides, but I don't want to give them any incentive to try and rescue these. So let's do this. I don't need to hold on to Klichev. They might retake it. I don't care. However, I do have this unit here as well. You can't actually attack through that way. I need to at least cover this flank in case they try to do something weird, which they might still try to do. And let's cover this flank by moving into this, which seems super silly. I 100% agree. But nothing to be done. Let's also take out that armor. There's no reason for that armor to be down there. They wouldn't get anything out of that anyway, so why bother? It just wouldn't make any sense to keep them pumped up there. And shoot you in there. 4th Army. Let's go into Bobrusk. It might look like things are not going that great because we're kind of behind, but I actually think we're doing relatively fine, despite the sometimes a little bit paltry looks of things. No reinforcement. Okay. Let's take one last peek down here. I was gonna attack at Odessa. So let's go. This is probably gonna hurt quite a bit, I would think. For the Romanians, that is. Yeah. 70,000 units piled up. At least we got this fort level down a bit. Yeah. Alright. We'll see how these guys look on the next turn, and maybe we'll try again. It really depends on how things are looking. Let's make sure those HQs are up to snuff as well. Can't just allow my units to not be on the right location. Let's for a bit take a look at the garrison. So we're at 79. That's not enough. What do we have in reserve? A Werfer battalion, for example. Let's send those over to Eastern Europe, to the map. Stugs. I can't move these. These Stugs will be sent to North Africa. Why not? Fighters. Romanian Recon. Cannot move them. KG3. Can't move them. Italian fighter group. Cannot move them. Finland has additional troops. Norway has additional troops. Western Europe has too many. Africa now has enough. Quite a bit. Funny because we had a setback in the last Balkans is also okay. So we had a setback in Italy last time. But now it seems to be enough. Interesting. Anyway, we already had this consolidating control, the ground setback in Africa and the partisans. We already dealt with all of that. Let's ship it back to the Soviets. I still feel like keeping this here is probably a good idea. Let's take care of the AI depots first. And we'll switch things over after that. Okay. Yeah, the one at Pskov at the very least is going to be very important. I just really hope they won't make a big mess out of things. I know that the AI can basically move their units however they please in a very strange manner, which is what, you know, makes me concerned plenty enough. But yeah, I'm just I'm doing the best I can. Look, at least we got another decent encirclement down in the south, and maybe even at Smolensk. We'll have to see. If the weather holds, that would also be very nice. I would be quite pleased at that, obviously, as well. But we'll have to see. Of course, This is gonna take another year before we get back to our turn. Who knows? One thing that's interesting is that the Soviets, they definitely don't seem to be holding on to Kiev, at least at the moment. I do intend to not encircle it, or at least I won't try to assault it directly, because the Soviets might keep a stack of units there that are ripe for encirclement. We'll have to see about that. The idea behind this difficulty is as well that because the Soviets are so bad at positioning their units and holding on to certain positions for too long, they kind of need this ability to teleport away whenever they feel like. Yelnya Depot is captured. They captured Yelnya. Interesting. That's slightly up north. So I would not be able to see that. Or at least I believe it is, yeah. And the gate will probably not likely allow me to zoom out currently. Yeah, it's here. So I guess they had a unit there and then took it. Yeah, not sure when and how it works. Apparently they still had a depot in here, huh? That's the thing that keeps these guys supplied. This depot. So if I take that, then basically they have nothing left of that. There seems to be also a depot at Gorodok, which also is cause for concern. There's still just one hex that differentiates between these two units, and okay, so they just randomly were able to put a unit in between. Okay, this is just the silly part. Like, what the heck is this? Look at this, come on. I mean, I guess it takes away Soviet attention from other positions, but this is really weird. And then they're gonna move all of them away again. So, it's super weird. It does also mean that every unit that you have might be a danger. So down here, why would they attack there? That makes no sense. But if they want to run their units into me when they're trying to escape, look at this too. This is just so dumb. Oh, it's just regular. No, they're trying to attack. Let's pause it for a sec. I kind of want to take a look at this. A heavy air combat too. But we hold on. They need a 96. Yeah. Okay. It's very important that this holds for this turn. Like, I really need to clear this out. There's just no other way to do it. I'm not going to be able to proceed a whole lot further if I cannot secure this huge pocket, at least in terms of terrain. Like, it's a very large surface area. They might not be in a whole lot of places, like they're all tied up to this side area, but because they, especially here, they hold such a big piece of territory, I really need to get rid of it. Now we still have the return Soviet movement, so they might still decide to teleport away from this, for example with this 1810, go here and here. They could do that, I think, if they felt like it. It would certainly not be a surprise if they did that in my book. Yeah, Okay, yeah, grabbing empty hexes is, I think, the part that's the silliest. And now they're from the reserve line, and now indeed you can see this is, again, like... Oh, they moved up here to Porkov. I will have to see whether that held. Yeah, sure, that's fine. They are transporting freight into Odessa. We have nothing that holds them here, so I actually need to take more territory to try and make sure that they can't fly in there. Seems like they have plenty of supply down there because of that. But that's also why I'm trying to aggressively attack them to reduce the fort level. Alright, I have a few more minutes to go over this turn. It's probably a good idea to kind of show everything as a little bit of a wrap up here where we stand mid-August, and do a little bit of reflection. This game usually has a lot of thinking involved anyway. Adding all the support and supply for hours. Alright, there we go. Means that most of the important stuff is done. Alright. Let's take a look. First of all, we have 441 in points. Last time we lost 250 planes, 108 tanks, 321 in guns, and 41,783 men. If we're looking at the order of battle, Soviets are at 2.937 million. We're slightly above 3 still, but we're going down. Soviet partisans again, yeah, sure. That's the only thing that happened. Soviet losses close to 2 million now. Ours are also racking up. In terms of points, let's take a look at the victory screen. What we did capture was Tallinn for 10 points, and I believe we got 2 bonus points for Tallinn as well. Yeah, we got 2 extra, I think. And then... what else? I don't think I took anything else so far. No. So let's go over in the south. So they broke out or they broke in. But either way, this packet should be reinstated on the next turn. Seems like they retreated a little bit further back. I'm not sure how much I like that. I have to see. This is retarded and ridiculous. Just like this, like how can they get these hexes? It makes no sense. Even if they teleport their units, this was all under my control. So it must have been that they move a unit here, 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 here. It's just so weird the way they do it. Well, I can re-encircle this. That should be fine. They can die. Did it hold? Yes, it did. Okay, I can clear out these guys, and I don't know what this is either. Okay. Sure. All right. Either way, I'll wrap things up for this one. Do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one, so take care, see you then, and bye-bye.